Welcome to today's exploration into the source material. We're doing a deep dive into the shifting landscape of rural Missouri, specifically focusing on a really intense conflict on Rifle Range Road in Webster County.
Yeah, it's a fascinating look at what happens when these global tech giants clash with quiet rural communities.
Right, and our mission today is to unpack why these massive industrial operations are suddenly moving into these quiet corners of the state and why the local tools to manage them just aren't cutting it.
Exactly. I mean, the sources frame this entire situation around what they call the BLT Principle, which is, I think it's a great way to look at it.
BLT, like the sandwich, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Well, sort of. The bacon is the high-speed internet, the AI, all that digital convenience everyone wants. But nobody wants the hog farm, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, nobody wants the noisy, incredibly power-hungry 100-megawatt data center in their actual backyard.
So everyone wants the product, but absolutely no one wants the production.
Right. And these companies are targeting places like Webster County for basically three main reasons. They want cheap land, thin regulations, and really low political leverage.
Wow, so it's like an uninvited house guest, you know? They just show up with a suitcase full of high-voltage cables, and they expect you to be okay paying the electric bill.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And you really saw that tension boiling over at a community meeting at Marshfield High School. The locals were pushing back hard.
Yeah, and the Webster County Commission, they tried to step in, right? But their legal tools are pretty limited from what I read.
Very limited. They're trying to use Missouri Statute, Section 49.9503. It's essentially a nuisance statute.
Wait, isn't that the law used for, like, barking dogs or a neighbor burning a mountain of trash?
That's exactly what it is. It was never intended to handle a billion-dollar industrial facility.
How can a county commission be expected to win a fight when their only weapon is a pocket knife designed for a neighbor's junkyard?
They really can't. It's a completely reactive tool. You essentially have to wait for the damage to happen, prove it's a nuisance, and then fight it out in court. It's not a tank, It's just a pocket knife.
And while the county commission is taking field trips down to McDonald County to figure this out, the data center attorneys are playing a totally different game.
Oh, absolutely. They are heavily leveraging state-level executive orders, specifically Governor Mike Kehoe's Executive Order 2602.
Right, because the state is actively recruiting this very industry. The governor even called AI the space race of our time.
Yeah, so the governor is definitely not a neutral party here. He's actively trying to accelerate data center development.
But the trade-off seems wild to me. The sources point out the Metro Blocks project in Liberty. That's a $1.4 billion investment, right?
It is, but here's the real kicker. It consumes massive amounts of power and water, but it's only projected to create 30 permanent jobs.
Wait, really? Only 30 jobs?
Just 30.
Wow. You're trading a whole town's worth of resources for fewer jobs than you'd find at a mid-sized grocery store.
Exactly. Which brings us to the real catch-22 of this whole rural Missouri situation. It's all about zoning.
Right, because Camdenton actually used zoning to turn a facility away. But Webster County is completely zone-free.
Yeah, they don't even have building codes. And, rural communities really value that freedom. They want the liberty to do what they want with their land.
But without zoning, they have absolutely no shield against industrial development. The very freedom they prize leaves them completely vulnerable.
It's the ultimate irony. But, even if they traded away that liberty and adopted zoning tomorrow, there's no guarantee it would fix the problem.
Because of state preemption, right. The state can just issue special permits.
Precisely. These industrial giants have the lobbyists in Jefferson City to get those legal hall passes and just override local ordinances anyway.
So the real solution has to come from Jefferson City. State legislation is the only way to give rural communities actual authority here.
I completely agree. Local ordinances just aren't enough when the state is pushing so hard for these space race facilities.
So to wrap up our exploration today, Webster County isn't just a failure. It's really a warning light for the rest of the state.
It is a massive warning light.
Yeah.
If you don't have strong state-level protections, your quiet gravel road could definitely be next.
Exactly. And it leaves us with a really provocative thought for you to mull over. As these massive facilities move in, if a project uses more water than a small town but creates fewer jobs than a grocery store, who is the local economy actually serving?
They're building a Tier 3 data center. That sounds fancy, but in plain talk, it means a massive industrial machine that's going to gulp down our water and hum all night long. Now, I'm a Delta boy and I know water, but the Ozarks are different. We're sitting on what they call karst geology. That means the ground under our feet is like Swiss cheese. They spill oil or chemicals, or if they pump out too much water, it doesn't just stay in Marshfield. That aquifer under us feeds 21 counties. That is a lot of families drinking from the same well. If they poison the well here, the whole Ozarks feels the sting. I've seen what happened in Michigan, folks losing their jobs to save the land. I've seen Camden County stand up and say no to these secret deals. Go to thebuddyhuggins.com and get the questions you need to ask these commissioners. We're standing guard for our water, our land, and our kids. I'm Buddy Huggins. Keep looking for the truth, and I'll keep bringing it to you. God bless.